Hey friends, it's Charles here. And what I want to do right now is I want to take the concept of don't judge a book by its cover and flip it on its head. Comic books are indeed not just a written medium, but a visual one as well. And so I think there are times when it is appropriate to judge a book by its cover. Sometimes the cover is so brilliant that it adds to or even validates subpar writing. I have in my living room when you walk in, of course, you have the action figures displayed, but I have a wall of comics of some of my favorite covers. And what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the cover, show you the cover, and talk about why I like it in particular and what drew my eye to it, and hopefully get you hip to some of the artists and really get me hip as well. A lot of times I just look at the cover and I take for granted the people that ink the magazine and that draw the cover and that do the work to get you to buy the book in the first place. And so the more I learn about that, it will only deepen my enjoyment of comics. So this is edition one of Judge a Book by Its Cover, and I want to start with Vampirella number 13. The cover is by Joe Jusko. It's from 2020. It is written by Christopher Priest. And while I am not a fan of his run of Vampirella, um, some of the best covers and art, were from this run, which is currently still going. After this, I believe it was the Dracula and Vampirella run, or no, yeah, Dracula Vampirella run, and then after that, it's back to the main Vampirella series. You had the big milestone Vampirella 666. I think that was 668, 669. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Christopher Priest's writing, and so I haven't bought any of these books in a while. But the thing that I love about this cover is it is a real throwback to a style that was pretty prevalent in the 70s and 80s. I was born in 1978, but this still struck a chord to me from some of the posters my dad would have up and some of the old still posters, movies or magazines. You got that matted still with the, painted poster on it. I have actually a Bigfoot one and I have a Vampirella one in my room. This is a throwback to the 70s. And then as well, if you look at this, it's very simplistic as far as color goes. You have emphasis on that dark red, kind of blood red, and it really, it really kind of gives it this overall dark matte feel, and it brings out the contrast between the skin tone and the signature Vampirella costume, which is the swimsuit with the cutout there, and you see a lot of detail on the musculature of Vampirella. She is, very 70s. If you look, even with the feather bangs and the big hair around it, very much, a product of the 70s style. Um, it's one of the things that really, when I started collecting, I didn't know where to start. And so I went to what was familiar. And this style of art was familiar to me. And it's something that I've seen a lot from Dynamite for covers such as Red Sonja, Shaft, even the Charlie's Angels that I have. Dynamite, they're really good at that retro look. I'll be doing one of these definitely on a kind of 70s British type themed one. Vampirella from this run. No, from the Time Warp. Yeah, from Time Warp. But yeah, this is one of my favorite colors. It is up on my wall of comics in a frame, which I'm going to throw it back into because I don't want to damage it. I don't want to be all scuffed up and gunky. But I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for Joe Jusko's work now that I know the name And in the comments, let me know who some of your guys' favorite comic book artists are. Anyway, this has been Judge a Book by Its Cover, Vampirella number 13. Cover by Joe Jusko, written by Christopher Priest, 2020. And I'll see you next time. Until then, keep reading them books. I am out.